Hanging at the fish report. 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 For your latest news in high school sports, tune in to the fish report. Don't need no bed, don't need no pull when you tune in to the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. You got Craig and TK and Head D tuned in at the fish report.
Coming to you live from Studio F in Russia, Ohio. It's the Fish Report Live Show with your hosts, Craig Fissinger and Ken Francis.
Welcome, everyone, to another Fish Report Live. My name is Craig Fissinger. Of course, that over there is Ken Francis. Back in our sound room tonight, it's just TK, and that's because Heavy D has the week off. Ken, exactly 1 year ago this week, we were talking about a big basketball showcase down at Kettering Fairmont's Trent Arena called Flyin To The Hoop. We had the event founder and president Eric Horseman on the show. We were talking about some big-name players, some big-name teams, some big college coaches there. This year, we're talking about it again, and this time our Russia Raiders are in it, as well as some other local teams that we cover, aren't they?
Well, Craig, very exciting stuff for all the local teams that are participating, Craig, as well as all the teams throughout the country. This is one of the top high school basketball showcases in the country. It was actually voted the second strongest showcase in America by CBS Sports. There's currently dozens of Division I college basketball players who have participated in this tournament, and over 20 potential or 20 NBA players that have also played in the tournament, including Brandon Jennings, Andrew Wiggins, Anthony Davis, just to name a few, Craig. Of course, you're going to have the top coaches in the country there as well. John Calipari's been there, Tubby Smith, Tom Cream, Oliver Purnell, Archie Miller, Thad Matta. The list goes on, Craig. So it's just an unbelievable showcase held at Trent Arena. There's teams from all over the country, like I said, but also a lot of local teams. Greenville, Piqua, Lima Catholic, as well as some Dayton area teams in Centerville, Dunbar, and Wayne. So really looking forward to it, Craig. But the team we're really excited to watch for, Craig, will be our Russia Raiders. They'll be taking on the Tri-Village Patriots. First time for both teams participating in the showcase. The game will bring a lot of flair to the tournament as well, Craig. Russia comes in as the number 3 ranked team in the state of Ohio, while Tri-Village is currently ranked number 2 in Division 4. So a lot of excitement to tip off the showcase on Saturday morning.
Well, you got me fired up already, just saying all that stuff about the tournament. Another thing I'm fired up, though, about is a couple big interviews we have tonight of a couple guys that are starring at Flyin To The Hoop, aren't they?
Yes, sir, Craig. And we've got 2 big interviews tonight, Craig. We're going to start the night off with Dayton Dunbar point guard A.J. Harris. AJ's committed to play his college basketball for The Ohio State University, Craig. He actually committed early in his junior season, so we're really looking forward to talking to AJ and talk about his Dunbar Wolverines. And after that, Craig, we're going to head down south on I-75 and talk to one of the highest recruited high school basketball players in the country. He's Ohio's Mr. Basketball last year. He's got all kinds of accolades already, and that's none other than Luke Kennard from Franklin High School, Craig. Really looking forward to talking to Luke and having him on our show.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. Can't wait to talk to those guys. But before we do that, just like we do every week, have a weekly trivia question that you asked me. I try to guess the answer. Last week, you made it awful easy on me. Tonight, it looks like you toughened it up a little.
Toughen it up a lot on you, Craig, this week. And since our show's about Flyin To The Hoop, Craig, it has to be a Flyin To The Hoop question, of course. And the question is, which former Flyin To The Hoop great player holds the record for most points scored in a single game of 62?
I wonder if you were going to have Luke Kennard for an answer, but that's not one of the answers.
Luke Kennard is not an option, Craig. Your options are ex-Kansas star Andrew Wiggins, who is now in the NBA, Jabari Parker, who played for Duke, who is now in the NBA, B.J. Mullins, who played for Ohio State and was in the NBA, and Anthony Davis, the star from the University of Kentucky last year and now currently in the NBA. So which of those 4 guys scored 62 points in a Flyin To The Hoop basketball game?
4 good basketball players there, and I really have no idea. So I'm hoping the viewers will give me a little help out there. If you're watching us on the Fish Report Live page, if you'll just scroll down there, answer that trivia question, you can check your results out. If you're watching us on NK Telco Cable TV Channel 3, we will have those results for you at the end of the show. So, all right, Ken, well, let's get things started. And like we mentioned, the Dunbar Wolverines, they're the number 2 ranked team in the state of Ohio right now in Division II. And one big reason for that is their senior point guard, A.J. Harris, isn't it?
Yes, Craig. Like I mentioned before, he's the straw that stirs the drink over there on Dayton Dunbar. He's he's mighty, he's 5'9", he's 150 pounds. But this A.J. Harris, Craig, he's a phenomenal player. Like you said, he's signed to play for Ohio State. He can really handle the basketball. He's ultra quick on the floor. He's a great passer. He's a good penetrator. He's a good shooter. And he's just one of a kind to watch on the floor.
Yeah, you're right about him being able to handle the ball. As a matter of fact, we got some video of him last year performing at last year's Flyin To The Hoop. He went up against a pretty good guard by the name of Tyler Eulis, who now stars, of course, for Kentucky. He was number 3 in this video, but we're going to show you some highlights of him, and this is courtesy of Flyin To The Hoop and City League Hoops TV. Well, Ken, he was the high scorer on Tuesday night with 21 points in Dunbar's win over Trotwood Madison. He's a future Ohio State Buckeye. We're happy to have him live on the phone right now. A.J. Harris, welcome to Fish Report Live, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, sir.
All right, well, listen, we just showed our videos, some viewer highlights, or some video highlights of what you can do with a basketball. Your ball handling skills, AJ, are really pretty amazing. I want to ask you, is that just a God-given talent, or is that something that you constantly have to work on?
It's really kind of both, because when I was younger, I really didn't work on any drills to develop my ball handling drills. So once I got older, I just watched, like, Allen Iverson. He's a favorite. So that's why I get my crossovers and everything. I watch Chris Paul, Jason Williams, a lot of good point guards, John Wall, Derrick Rose, and so on.
AJ, hi, this is Ken Francis, and appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our show. Your Dunbar team's having a great year this year. You're currently ranked number 2 in the state of Ohio in Division II. You had a great team last year. You ultimately got beat in the regionals by Thurgood Marshall. What were you lacking last year that you could improve upon this year to get the Wolverines deeper into a tournament run?
We was lacking a lot of chemistry last year, team chemistry, and I feel like this year we have a lot of chemistry because we all grew up with each other, we all played with each other, and I feel like it's a lot of chemistry with us. So we all, at one point in time, is really good with really good friendship, and we just got good chemistry this year.
AJ, let's talk about Flyin To The Hoop coming up this weekend. Last year you played in this and went head-to-head against a pretty spectacular guard named Tyler Eulis, who now stars at Kentucky. We just showed the video for that. This year you take on this La Lumiere. They have a pretty good guard over there by the name of Jalen Coleman, who's heading to Illinois to play college ball. Let me ask you, do you treat this game like a regular conference game and come up with an actual game plan to stop Coleman, or do you go into this saying, listen, this is a showcase and not really worry about stopping an individual player?
I feel like it's like a regular game for us because we treat the game like we just want to beat everybody. So it's really not a game plan because we don't really know too much about them. So we just going to come out and play Dunbar basketball.
AJ, Craig mentioned that you had played in Flyin To The Hoop last year, which is a great experience for all these high school basketball players to get an opportunity to play in. You've played in other tournaments, other showcases. Compare Flyin To The Hoop versus some of the other showcases that you've been in.
Flyin To The Hoop is a real good tournament. It's really good is really good for players that's out there that's in the country that is really top ranked in the national, that's in this country as well. And it's really like a showcase for us because you have all the top ranked players. It's a number 2 ranked national tournament out there, and they just out there trying to showcase their talent and trying to get more colleges as well.
AJ, your game at Flyin To The Hoop is on Sunday night, but you actually have a home game the night before that's probably even bigger. You take on the number 1 ranked team in Division II, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's. What are your thoughts on playing a game like that the night before you play at Flyin To The Hoop?
That game, the St. Vincent St. Mary game, is just really preparing us for the next game the next day. So we just going to come in and play hard, play smart, play as one, and just hopefully we can come out and win that game as well.
AJ, one more question and we'll let you go. After graduation, you're going to be attending the Ohio State University. You're going to be a Buckeye. You committed to be a Buckeye early your junior year. Explain to our listeners out there why you committed early and what impact you feel you can have for the Buckeyes and in the Big Ten your freshman season.
The reason why I chose Ohio State so early was because they were talking to me my 8th grade year. That's where I got my first letter. And when I took my unofficial visit, there was like a family. I enjoyed the fans, the players, the facilities, the school, the academics, and they just have, well, the coaching staff have a plan for me as well as soon as I get up there. So I just want to come there. When I get there in June, I just want to be the impact as being a leader, being a point guard, just playing my role just to do whatever we need to do to win the game.
Well, AJ, that's all great stuff. We're really looking forward to seeing you play this weekend at Flyin To The Hoop on Sunday. You know, best of luck to you this weekend in your 2 big games. Best of luck the rest of the season and also in your future career. And from Fish Report Live, you know, in all sincerity, we really appreciate you taking time to be on our show tonight with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Good luck.
Thanks, AJ.
Thank you.
All right, that was Dunbar senior A.J. Harris, Ken, a very successful point guard over there. And I want to ask you, the point guard position, how important is that role in making a team successful?
Well, Craig, I think it's extremely important, and like AJ just said, it's a lot of it's about team chemistry and playing as one. And I think the point guard is really responsible for that, Craig, because during a basketball game, he kind of needs to be the coach on the floor. You've heard that saying before. But more importantly, you know, the game itself is going to go up and down. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows, and it's important for the point guard keep the highs to a minimum, but when you're on a low point, you got to bring them up. You got to pick up the pieces, Craig. You got to put the team back together and finish the game out. So point guard, very important part of the game, and A.J. Harris is one of the best.
Yeah, he certainly is. And, Ken, that's going to do it for the first half of our show. We're going to take a short break, but stay right there because when we come back, we're going to have that big interview with Luke Kennard. You won't want to miss it. We'll be back in a minute.
Well, I'm digging on you. I'm digging on you. What's poor boy to do? You got me acting a fool. I'm digging on you. I'm digging on you. I'm digging on you. What's poor boy to do? You got me black and blue. I'm digging on you. I've been watching from my window, and I just can't get my eyes off of you, girl. You don't know me, you
All right, welcome back to the second half of Fish Report Live. During the commercial, Ken, we heard the song Digging on You from Mauritius's own Mark Cantwell. That's the title track of his new CD. Mark's actually having his official CD release party this Saturday night. You can actually get tickets for that at the door yet, I believe, and you can get more information for that at markcantwell.com. Well, Ken, before the break, we were talking to Dunbar superstar A.J. Harris. Like you said, we're going to travel down I-75 now a little bit and talk to another pretty decent player, aren't we?
Decent, Craig, might be a little bit of an understatement, Craig. Of course, we're talking about Franklin's senior sharpshooter, Luke Kennard. Luke was 2014 Ohio Mr. Basketball, Craig. Some of his other accomplishments include he was a gold medal winner this past summer for the under-18 U.S. Olympic team, coached by Florida's Billy Donovan. He's had offers from Kentucky, Ohio State, Michigan, before finally deciding to take his talents to Coach Krzyzewski and the Duke Blue Devils. He's scored over 2,000 points in his Franklin High School career. He just passed Jimmy Jackson to become the 19th leading scorer on all-time Ohio's basketball scoring list. He's 6'5", Craig, and he's quite a phenomenal basketball player.
Yeah, before we talk to him, we got a few video highlights of him from last year at Flyin To The Hoop. He went up against a pretty good player by the name of Justin Jackson, who now stars at North Carolina. So this video we're going to show you is courtesy of Flyin To The Hoop and City League Hoops TV. Check this out. And he had another big night on Tuesday with 48 points in Franklin's win over Springboro. He's a future Duke Blue Devil. We're happy to have him live on the phone right now. Luke Kennard, welcome to Fish Report Live, and thanks for joining us.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Listen, we just rattled off some pretty impressive highlights from your career so far. I guess if you had to pick one or two of your biggest accomplishments from basketball right now, what would you say those would be?
Man, I mean, this past season we had a pretty good year. But myself personally, I mean, I think winning that Mr. Basketball, the Ohio Mr. Basketball, was a pretty big accomplishment for me. Not only was it great for me, but the entire school and the basketball program and the entire community. So I think winning the Mr. Basketball was probably my biggest accomplishment. And I'm just very, very blessed to have that opportunity.
All right, well, we just got off the phone from an earlier interview with A.J. Harris, the point guard over there at Dunbar. I know you're pretty familiar with A.J. as well as another guy we know pretty well up here, Versailles senior Kyle Arns. Talk about how you guys are connected and your relationship with those two.
It all started in AAU. So we've been teammates for a few years now. AJ even longer. And we just built a relationship with each other. A great friendship. Playing against each other, playing with each other. And I know that we'll carry our friendship, throughout our college careers. They're great teammates, and not even that, they're just great people as well. And I'm just glad that we became as close as we are. And I wish them the best of luck in their careers.
Hi, Luke. This is Ken Francis, and let's talk a little bit about your Franklin Wildcats. Your team's playing very well right now. You're currently ranked number 3 in the state of Ohio, behind Dunbar and also St. Vincent St. Mary's. But to compete with those teams down the tournament trail, what do the Wildcats need to do or get better at to make a tournament run this year?
I really think it starts now. I mean, it started at the beginning of the season. From every team that we play, I think we can take things from each game and just see what we need to work on as a team. A lot of guys put in a lot of work, in the off season. That's helped tons so far. We're just going to keep rolling. Our motto is, win the next one. And we're focused on that right now. But, our ultimate goal is to, hopefully make a great run in the tournament. We'll see how it goes then. But, I think, playing as a team, and, we every time we break the huddle, we say family, and that's what we really are. And the team chemistry that we have is something pretty special. I think, a lot of teams, they might not have that, but that's the one thing that sticks out about Franklin. But I think if we stick together as a team and just keep doing what we're doing right now, that can help us a lot in the future.
Let's talk a little bit about the holiday tournament you just returned from, the Beach Ball Classic in Myrtle Beach. Congratulations, you broke the single-game scoring record there, by the way, 52 points, which was previously held by NBA player Mike Bibby. We're currently showing a picture of yourself and Mike Bibby on our screen. Tell us about the tournament. Was it all business, or did you guys have a lot of fun and relaxing time on the beach down there?
It was both. We knew coming in that we were going to play some great teams. We were really focused down there, but at the same time, we had some relaxing time and just some off time just to, go out and just enjoy it. We had a great time there. We were allowed to go out and just, hit the big Ferris wheel that we always go to down there. So we had a good time, but at the same time, when we stepped on the floor, it was business. And, we got some great wins down there. We went 3-1, beat some great teams, beat a great team out of Ohio in St. Edwards. But, we were really excited about what we did there and the success that we had. And we're just keeping it rolling back in Ohio.
Let's talk a minute about the Flyin To The Hoop this Saturday. You played the last game on Saturday night. The venue is already sold out for Saturday, and a lot of those people will be coming there to watch Luke Kennard play. Last year when you played, you were unsigned yet. You ultimately chose Duke, of course. Tell us about Flyin To The Hoop, your experience there, and how this year may be a little different than last year since you've already committed to Duke.
Flyin To The Hoop is great. It's been great for our program and me as a player. They bring in some of the best teams in the entire nation and in the state of Ohio, and it's pretty neat watching, the Ohio teams play against the national powerhouses. I'm really excited. I know it's my last year, but I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be, it's a great event. The atmosphere is going to be unbelievable. We're going to come in. We got a great team to play. Montrose Christian. We're going to have a pretty good game plan for them, hopefully, and just keep rolling. And just hopefully we get a win. But this year, being signed already and stuff, it can take a little pressure off. I mean, don't really have to, go out and show out or anything. We're just gonna go out there and play as a team and, hopefully come out as a win, and that's all we're really looking forward to.
Luke, I've got one more question for you, and I'm going to turn it back over to Craig. We're from small town Russia, Ohio. We're about 40 miles north of Franklin, and we got a pretty good team over here ourselves. We're currently ranked number 3 in the state in Division 4. We'll be making our first appearance in Flyin To The Hoop Saturday morning, 10 o'clock game, and for our young kids over here who've never had the opportunity to participate in a showcase like this, what words of advice could you give to the Russia Raiders?
I really just say enjoy the time, enjoy the unbelievable experience. There's usually great crowds there. If you have a great travel base with the fans there, it just makes it even better. And there's always great competition. Win or lose, it's just a great time. I enjoy it. I love going to watch all the other teams play. But I just say enjoy the experience, have fun, and just play hard and try to get that win.
All right, Luke, listen, one last question. We'll let you go. I want to get your opinion on something. I'm going a little bit different direction here, but we mentioned a little bit ago about your connection with A.J. Harris and Kyle Arns through AAU basketball. I don't know if you heard the comments several weeks ago that Kobe Bryant of the L.A. Lakers made, but he basically kind of slammed AAU basketball, and he said, quote, "They're killing the game. AAU is the worst thing to happen to college basketball ever. I hate AAU more than anything in the world. These kids aren't getting good coaching. They're playing too many games and not working on their game enough," unquote. Now, you've obviously had a lot of success with AAU, so I wanted to get your thoughts on those comments.
I mean, I think AAU is a great thing. You know, it has been for me. You know, if you're blessed to play with a great team and, you know, great coaches that travel, and you know, it really helped me, you know, get my name out there and, you know, a little bit of exposure here and there. But, you know, I loved AAU. I thought it was great for, you know, me and the team that I played with. But I really think, you know, AAU, if you have a great team and great coaches and you get together and practice, it really helps them focus on the fundamentals of the game and get you, you know, working on the things that you need to work on, you know, in the off season of high school basketball or whatever age you're playing. You know, like you said, you know, the success that I've had with AAU, you know, it really helped me, and I think it's a great thing because I've been blessed, you know, to play with some great guys and great coaches. So, I mean, you know, it's Kobe Bryant, but at the same time, you know, I think it was a great thing for me, and it's great for other young athletes.
Yeah, like I said, we certainly have seen you have a lot of success with that, and that's great stuff, Luke. Hey, listen, we're going to let you go, but thanks for taking the time to talk with us tonight. Best of luck this weekend, the rest of the season, and thanks for joining us on the show tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Luke. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that was Franklin Senior Luke Kennard, and Ken. So we saw something in the news today, actually, about Luke and a couple of his AAU teammates that we mentioned, Kyle Arns and A.J. Harris, didn't we?
Yes, we did, Craig. They're all finalists for a McDonald's All-American status. Would be a great honor to see some of these guys get selected to the McDonald's All-American team, and best of luck to those three guys, as well as I think there was 9 guys total listed from Ohio up for potential McDonald's All-Americans. So that just shows the strength of high school basketball, and not just in Ohio, but Craig, right here in our own area.
That's right. And, of course, as great as A.J. Harris and Luke Kennard are right now, the game that we're most interested in at Flyin To The Hoop is, of course, our number 3 ranked Russia Raiders against the number 2 ranked Tri-Village Patriots. And I want to ask you, you know, this is a showcase that they're playing at. How important is this game, or is it important at all?
Well, Craig, you're right. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Trent Arena, you know, anticipating a very large crowd. Russia brings a very large following. Tri-Village brings a large following. And I know there's a lot of locals from the area that want to go watch this game. Like you said, Division IV, you've got the number 2 and number 3 ranked teams in Ohio, Craig. You've got 2 great coaches. You've got some great senior leadership on both teams. So I think it's going to be a classic. How important is the game, Craig? You know, I think it's a win-win situation for both teams. Like Luke just said, you know, these kids need to go out there, go on the floor, enjoy the moments, okay? And because it's not too often you get an opportunity to play in a showcase that's ranked number 2 in the nation for quality of talent. And, you know, Saturday we've got the opener. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, whoever wins the game, Craig, comes away with the victory. Whoever loses the game, Craig, can look at themselves and say, okay, you know, here's where we need to be for the end of the season to be able to compete and make a nice tournament run. So, you know, I don't think either team can lose in this case.
All right. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it. I know you are as well, and we'll be there, of course, this weekend. All right, Ken, one more thing to get to before we wrap up things tonight, and that is that trivia question you asked me at the beginning of the night. Why don't you ask me again, and I'll have TK check on the results on the Fish Report Telemetrics.
Well, Craig, like we said, it was about Flyin To The Hoop, Craig, and which former Flyin To The Hoop great player holds the single game scoring record of 62 points in one game? Was it Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Parker, B.J. Mullins, or Anthony Davis?
Again, 4 really good guys. I don't have a clue. I'm going to have to go back to TK back there. He's manning the sound room by himself tonight and doing an awful good job at it. TK, what do you got back there? Any help for me?
Got a little bit of help there, Craig. 80% of the vote is going to B.J. Mullins, and the 20% goes to Anthony Davis. And the other guys aren't getting any love at all. So,
Wow.
B.J. Mullins, or maybe Anthony Davis.
All right. Well,
Ohio State Buckeye B.J. Mullins.
I thought it might be an Ohio State Buckeye because of their success this past Monday night, or I thought maybe it was Jabari Parker. You'd go with a Duke guy since we had a Duke guy on here, but we had an Ohio State guy as well.
We did. You're right.
My texting buddy KB here says B.J. Mullins, so Ken, I'm going to go with B.J. Mullins.
Well, Craig, you're exactly right. B.J. Mullins holds the scoring record, 62 points in one game. And, I remember watching him play a few years on Ohio State, and he was a big guy in the middle, and he was tough to stop.
Let me ask you, any chance that maybe Luke Kennard might give that record a run this weekend?
You know what? I hope he does, because if he does, I'm going to be there to witness it, and I would love nothing better than to see that.
All right. Well, I hope he does too. So that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. I do want to say special thanks to our guests, A.J. Harris and Luke Kennard. Ken and I and the whole crew will be back again next week. Same time, same place. So until then, everyone have a great rest of the week and good night.
Woo! Hanging at the fishing pond. 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 For your latest news and high school sports, tune in to the fishing pond. Don't need no bed, don't need no pole. When you tune in to the fishing pond, hanging at the fishing pond.